Hello everybody, my name is Maddy, and today we are in for a doozy of a build. Um, Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are doing a giant build. A build that I wasn't sure how to do when I first got myself into it. So, let's get into it. Yeah. Um, Yeah, I don't even know where to begin. This is a giant build. A giant build. Let me actually see if I can pull up the stuff I have in this build. Because this is a very, not only expensive build, but this is a build that took a lot of time. I'm pretty sure the raw footage of it was about 6 hours, which on average my builds are maybe 2 hours. So this one is a large. This is a large build, ladies. Yeah. I did cut out a lot. We are not going to be having any like pauses or anything like that today, boys. It is just you know, what itself. It is just the raw stuff that we need. I'm gonna try and open Sims Tray Importer and see if that gets me anywhere. This is either named Big Foster Home or Family Foster Home on the gallery. I'm not quite sure. The idea is that it's run by a couple. I pictured a lesbian couple, and, you know, as I always do. It is on the gallery as Family Foster Home, and maybe it'll pull it up. It uses every single pack because, of course, it does. It technically has 4 floors. It is the 50 by 40 lot in the one town. And I picked, in the description I said, I picture a rich older lady who's like a famous author or something, decided to foster as many kids as she could handle, smiley face. But while building it, I was also maybe it's like a lesbian couple, like a cute lesbian couple. But yeah, it is, I'm almost positive it is 8 or 9 bedrooms. It has 6 bathrooms, it says here. And it cost 386,000 simoleons. It's a very expensive build. Which, you know, something I've come to realize, I've come to terms with, is that all of my builds are expensive. And, you know, that's just part of reality. You know, it just is what it is. It be like that sometimes, dog. So, yeah. But, God, I forgot how much of a doozy this all was, like, as I was doing it. But, yeah. There is, a basement and an attic that are both, for the most part, fully furnished. You can actually kind of see, like, I completely cut out the attic because I also wanted it to be a little bit of a surprise for anyone who does download the build, and maybe even doesn't see the speed build or anything like that. So, yeah. I kind of want my gallery and my YouTube channel to almost be like separate entities from each other because they are in a lot of ways very separated from each other. So, yeah. I also remember that I'm almost positive that at one point this build did crash on me. So you're going to see me doing things like almost like in a repetitive sense because I had already done them. And I had almost already decided what I was going to do. Did it freeze? No! Did I not? Oh my God. I almost got so mad at myself. I almost got like so mad at myself. Like, I don't think you understand. But no, we're fine. It's all good. We're okay. It's all okay. Yeah. Then, you see me going around and, you know, this is the greenhouse. This build has a lot as well. Like, truly, it has so freaking much. Like I said, it's not my most expensive build, especially because I'm very quietly, working on a $1 million mansion at the moment. And, we're also gonna have some other big, expensive builds, coming in the next couple of weeks. I try not to do all of them at once, mainly because I don't love recording the voiceovers for them. It's actually really difficult. Like, we're only 5 minutes into this voiceover, and I already feel like death. Oh my god, I cannot believe I did not cut those out. I didn't catch them. It was because there were so many other things that I was looking at where I'm like, I gotta cut this out, I gotta cut that out, I can't have this, I don't want this, and I blah 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 blah, you know? And a lot of cuts are very obvious, and others are a lot more subtle. Like, I'm almost positive that I completely cut out one of the bedrooms upstairs because I either didn't like it, the bedroom, that much, or something had, I don't know, or like I took particularly long with it or something, I don't know. I just wanted to make this build as short as physically possible, you know? While also keeping in everything that was important, right? Like I said, this build actually had crashed on me on multiple occasions, and so, which my Sims 4 game has been running terribly lately, and I can't figure out why. And at first I thought this was a me problem. At first I was like, am I the only person having this issue? And I looked into it, and apparently not. Apparently, since the update in the beginning of October, most people have been having issues with builds. Apparently, most people's builds have been, or build and buy mode has been slow and crashing and stuff, including Plumbella. Plumbella talked about how either it was the October update or the November update, or maybe it was the September update, I'm not sure. She talked about how since then her build mode has been really laggy, and she didn't know why. So maybe there's an issue on the Sims team's end, and maybe it's not me. Because there's no way that my game is going to run poorly. I don't even have 2,000 pieces of CAS. I have 1,800 and something. I have like 1,800 pieces of CAS, and that's like it. And then on top of that, I don't have very many mods. I use like 4 mods in total. Like, I understand that one of them is UI cheats and one of them is command center, but like those aren't like crazy things, you know. I also decided to put the pool there instead of like in the center because I don't know, I thought it looked better over here, and I also wanted space for like other things. So yeah, I thought the pool looked better there, so the pool's there. I also was really loving the oak trees during this. I think they size up and good nicely. Up and good? I think they size up and down really nicely. Am I okay? Am I alright? I think I'm losing it. I'm recording a lot today. I've already recorded quite a bit, so, you know. Like I said, I am pre-recording. I don't know if anyone else had this, but for some reason, I had it in my head that, Snowy Escape was coming out on the 5th and not the 13th. And I don't know if I am just having like a weird Mandela effect moment, or if they changed the date, or if I'm just an idiot. Maybe I'm just an idiot. I don't know. Like, I was like, because I was looking at Snowy Escape, I was like looking at the actual page of it on the 5th, which is when I thought it was coming out. And I was like, wait, it's not coming out today? What? I thought it was coming out today. So I looked more into it, and apparently it's not. Apparently it was coming out the 13th. And I could have sworn it was the 5th. I could have sworn it was coming out on the 5th. But then I looked at like the trailer and other information. It's always been the 13th. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. Who's to say? Oh my gosh, I don't have my lamp on. So I have 2 big windows in my room, and I have sheer curtains for them, you know, and so I was just looking at like the light, that's like on my desk from the window, and I was like, God, it's dark in here. Then I was like, oh shit, I don't have my lamp on. I don't know. I was talking about this with a friend, who I had a friend over the other day. I had a friend over and my sister were over, and I was talking to them about this because I wanted to know if they understood what I meant. I struggled with depression like really really bad when I was younger. Like from like 12 to like 16, I had like severe depression. And it was a long time. Like my depression started getting better when I was around 16. And that's because I actively worked for it to get better. And something I noticed is that in my depression, I really wanted my bedroom to be a dark space. Like I had like blankets thumbtacked to cover my windows so that my windows were blacked out. And I have 2 lamps in my bedroom. I only had 1 lamp in my last bedroom. And I had in like the light that's on the ceiling, I took out the bulb in my old bedroom. And looking back, that is the most ridiculous thing in the entire world. Like, was I really that like in it to where I was like, I want to delete, I don't want this no more. Like, I understand you were depressed, but you were also dramatic, Madisen. Like, looking back, I'm like, no wonder I had depression. I was basically fucking asking for it. I lived in a completely dark space, like, all the frickin' time. The only time I saw sunlight or was in a light space was when I was in school. Something that did not help my depression personally. I'm not saying it was the root of my depression, because that's not how that works, but it didn't help. I had a very, very bad school experience. Like, I never did good in school. I was never a good student, like, when I was a kid. Like, I know that some people are like, I was a great student when I was a little kid. And then I started going to middle school, or I started going to high school, and it got difficult, and it got hard, and all that kind of stuff. No, I was always a bad student. I wanted to skip school from the day I started going to school. And, and it's that thing of, my mom didn't really enforce that I had to go to school, which was probably her first mistake. My mom more or less was like, okay, if you don't want to go to school today, you don't have to go to school today. Which she should not have done. Because now I'm in a space where I'm like... And so then I was like, well, my mom will let me skip school whenever I want. And then I started going to middle school, which is when your education starts to be really important. And my mom was like, you can't skip school anymore. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean I can't skip school anymore? You let me skip school whenever I want my entire school career. So, but now I'm not allowed to skip anymore? What the heck? That's not fair. That's not cool. So yeah, and then my mom passed away when I was 14, the summer before I was going into my freshman year. So high school was a fucking nightmare for the first year and a half. And then I stopped going to a normal public school, and I started going to, it was technically a private school, but it was a, alternative, like a high school alternative school. And that's why I say it was technically a private school, because most alternative schools are technically private schools because of the way that they have to work. And I started going to that, and I became a straight A student on the flip of a dime, pretty much, because the school environment was so much better, and because of some other life stuff. Like, I wasn't being bullied. I will never claim that I was bullied, because I wasn't. But I had a very bad attachment to... No, I'm not going to say it like that. I had a now ex-friend that went to school with me in my middle school and my first couple of years of high school, who was very bad to me. This person was borderline, like, abusive, bully, that kind of stuff. So when I started going to a new school, me and that person's relationship kind of died with me having gone to a new school. And so, yeah, that's kind of where that ends, basically. And then I got new friends that are fucking amazing. Like, my current best friend, I met in school there. I met her on, like, the 3rd or 4th day that I was going. Because I went into that new school being like, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to graduate as soon as possible and be done with this bullshit. Which, I did do that. I graduated, like, 3 months early. So, woo me. I graduated 3 months early, and we didn't do valedictorians, but I was technically the valedictorian of my grade, which I didn't. If they had asked me to do a speech, I would have shot myself on the spot. Like, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. That is not for me. Thank you, though. Like, I'm not a speech giver. Sorry. But yeah, and then I had met her when I first started going, and I remember she had introduced herself to me, and I remember being like, I don't want to be friends with you. But then we kind of just kept talking, and God, I wish I could remember what we had first talked about. She remembers. I know she remembers. But we had, like, first talked about something, and then I had invited her over to my house, and we started hanging out nonstop. And then I met my other current best friend. He started going to school, mine in his junior year. And what our school did was we had different, like, every 9 months, there would be, not 9 months, every 9 weeks, there would be, like, a shift type of thing. We did school in, like, 4 quarters. And it'd be, like, class changes or, like, new kids were coming or whatever. And he had come after the first 9 weeks. He was coming the second 9 weeks. And he and my best friend, my girl best friend, had known each other from, like, their previous school or something like that. And so they started talking. And he was like, oh, yeah, my mom's dead. And I was like, me too. And he was like, wait, really? And I said, yeah. And so we first bonded because both of our moms had passed away. His had passed away, like, more recently. That was, junior year. Junior year was 3 years after my mom passed away. So, you know, I was already deep into that. So, yeah. Don't mind me taking a drink of my iced coffee. I've been drinking iced coffee like crazy lately. It's I went on a little kick where I was like, no, I don't want to drink coffee. And then I was like, And then one morning I was like, God, iced coffee sounds so good. But not like from like a place. Like homemade iced coffee sounds really good. So I brewed a cup of joe and put ice cubes in it. And yeah. Now I've been drinking it every day for like a week. And I can't believe we are this far into the build. This is insane. Do you hear that? A motorcycle just drove by. I really hope you didn't hear it. It was kind of far away. Like me and my dog heard it, but I don't know if the microphone heard it. So, we'll see. There was a motorcycle. They're kind of driving by a lot, but they're very faint. Okay, so there's a road connecting 2 towns, and I live on that road, right? But on this road, there isn't much, there's a lot of, like, traffic, but there aren't, like, you know, like, places to pull into, you know? There's a park with a lake. There's an auto repair shop on this road, and then there's houses. There's just houses after houses after houses. But they're on roads kind of, like, off of the road, if that makes any sense. And so, I don't know why I'm explaining this, but because of that, there's a lot of traffic that goes by my house. And I know this microphone picks up a lot, because if I'm ever on, like, I kind of talk on Discord with friends sometimes, and I kind of would more or less, like have them on for background noise. And one time I was editing a video, and I was listening, and I was half talking to them, half editing my video, and I was like, oh, I gotta let my dog out. and I let my dog outside, and I like went to the bathroom or something. When I came back, they were like, "We could hear you throughout your entire house." And I was like, "Wait, really?" They were like, "Yes, we could." That is insane. You probably didn't notice it, but there was a slight pause right there. I got up and had to use the restroom, and I also put a sweater on because I'm a little chilly. I also can't remember what I was talking about. So, I think we're just going to move on to a new topic. Okay, we only have 7 minutes left. I think it was exactly 7 minutes left in the recording when I had stopped. This is the bedroom of, like, the parents. As you can see, it's pink. I really went into this whole, like, I think lesbians live here vibe. Because, I like seeing representation of myself in the things I do. Now we're upstairs where all the children's bedrooms are. Ours is. But, yeah. Like I said, this is a big house for a big family. And these are meant to be all the kids' bedrooms of the kids that are fostered by the parental figures here. I tried to give the bedrooms a more neutral vibe to them, while also having them have personality as well. I'm not someone who believes that, like, pink and purple are for girls and green and blue are for boys. Like, I think any kid of any gender or interest can live in these bedrooms type of thing. I was originally going to do it so that every single room was a shared bedroom, which would have easily been over the 8 sim limit, but that's, whatever. This would also be a good house for a 100 baby challenge. I think. So, yeah, there's that. But, I'm also pretty sure you can also probably have a butler here too, if you needed to. So, yeah. There are definitely enough beds for everything that you might need. But, yeah, like I said, I'm just trying to give the bedrooms a lot of personality. And you can also see when a bedroom is meant for, obviously, you can see when a bedroom is meant for toddlers. But you can see when a bedroom was made with a child in mind or with a teenager in mind. I tried to make it clear and obvious and, like, concrete type of thing. Yeah. I got so distracted because while I had gotten up, I had played music because I love jamming out. Whenever I'm, like, not recording, I'm jamming out to music or I'm listening to a podcast or something. And I was listening to Ariana Grande, and now I've already Ariana Grande music stuck in my head. Freaking her new album, Positions, is phenomenal. I love it. I think it's so good. I think all of her music is good. I think Sweetener is definitely her best album. I'm not quite sure if it's better than Positions, but Sweetener has always been and probably will always be my favorite Ariana Grande album. Because that's the album that, like, got me into her. Like, actually, like, into her. Like, I always, like, casually listened to her music. But, like, because of Sweetener, I started listening to her music, like as a fan, almost. So, I like Sweetener a lot. So, I also cried to a song from Sweetener one time. So, if I ever cry to something, it automatically holds a special place in my heart, Like, that because a lot of I'm both a crybaby, but also it's difficult to make me cry. Like, if something makes me cry, it makes me like sob type of thing, where it's that thing of I don't cry often, but when I do cry, it is a lot and it is everything, so that there's that. I was gonna say, I swear to God, I better put a lamp here, right? I do. I put it on the nightstand. I thought I put it on the desk. And then I'm looking for a mirror to put on the wall right there. Yep. I know myself very well. And then I decide that this room is for a teenage girl who loves sewing. Which, like, or knitting, I guess. Sewing, knitting. I know there's a difference, but I'm going to pretend that there isn't. I love the color scheme that I went with for this one. I think it's a lot more like, because you see people using the white and pink very often. I thought I would use the green and teal and white instead. But that's just her little workspace where she does her things. I love that desk chair from university. It's so nice. Because it's like a real actual desk chair that a lot of people have. Because it's like a cheap one, you know? So a lot of people own it. My desk chair is cheap too. But mine's also from the early 2000s. When my dad had bought... Because my dad, at one point, was married with a wife. And his wife had 3 children that weren't his. Then he just had me and my sister. And so, like, that is a long, complicated story that I don't like talking about very much. But so my dad was like, I'm kind of the father of, like 6 children. Well, 5 children right now. I'm gonna buy a PC, like a nice PC. And that was the first PC I ever played Sims on. I played The Sims 2 on it. Because my sister discovered The Sims through a friend of hers. Who, you know how when you're younger and your older siblings' friends seem like the coolest people in the world? I still feel that way about my sister's friends. Like, that same specific friend, still to this day, I think she's the coolest person in the world. I really do. I think she is awesome. Just, like, a complete baddie. Oh my god, we're at 50 seconds. I cannot believe that we blew through this so well. I can't even remember anything I talked about. But that's typical for me. I do that a lot. But, yeah. Wow. We blew through this. Like I said, this build was originally 6 hours. And how I got it to be under 30 minutes is a goddamn miracle. And I am quite proud of myself. But yeah, if you enjoyed this, please let me know by liking, commenting, or subscribing. If you didn't enjoy, let me know in the comment section down below what I can do to further improve my content. Again, if you want to find this build, it should be available on my gallery at kittyray13. Thank you for watching. Bye!